Hello, everyone. I'm Kat,
And I'm Nick.
and you're listening to
Just two people pleasers.
Woo! Episode 14.
Whoop whoop. Oh, we didn't make a Baker's Dozen comment last episode, did we?
No.
Well,
Baker's Dozen plus one.
plus one. Hooray.
And I could have a plus one.
Very exciting. That was great. I love that. Amazing.
I went on a date.
Yay!
Hooray!
Yay! So exciting.
Yeah. It was the first time I went on a date in like a billion years. Yeah.
I was so excited. When she got back, I was like, what happened? What happened? Is it cool? Do you like him? You guys like hit it off at all? Or like, you think, I had so many questions. And it went well.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. I was just nervous and wanted to crawl into a hole and die. Which he also wanted to do from nerves. So, you know.
So it seemed like you guys were on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, would you guys like walk around, go shopping or anything? No, we just kind of sat and talked.
Yeah, we sat in a Barnes & Noble cafe for 3 hours yapping. Because we both like video
Amazing.
games and stuff, and we just couldn't shut up about video games.
Amazing. So we'll see. Stay tuned.
Stay
if
tuned.
there's a date number 2.
Stay tuned if I get a Fred too.
Yippee.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to come up with a name though. Otherwise it'll get confusing if there's 2 Freds. Or should we just do it, both of them named Fred.
Everyone's named Fred.
Everyone's Fred.
But I went on a date, and so did a billion other people in Love is Blind. It was so many dates, and we're here to talk about it.
And we wanted to finish the season before we talked about it because there was a whole reunion thing that we had to watch because I need to talk about it because what even was that? So to start off was the season 8 of a show called Love is Blind. It's an experiment. I had to do that just so you'll see why. Essentially these couples are put in pods and there's 16 guys and 16 girls, something like that.
That's what it was this season. Yeah.
And the guys and girls, they live separate. So the guys live together, girls live together, and the only chance they get to talk to each other is in these pods. They're separated by a wall, so they can't see who's on the other side of the wall.
They can hear.
But they can hear. And
So
then
they
they
go
can
on
like
dates.
yeah, and they can like send gifts and stuff, and like they can have like little dates where they like share the same food, or they like make something together, or they listen to music together. But there's a wall in between them, so the whole thing is love blind, you know.
Yeah.
You fall in love with someone without seeing them.
And can you get engaged without seeing them, and then
Yeah.
you do the reveal, and then it's like, they're ugly.
Which none of them are.
There was one guy I remember
Just normal.
that like yeah, it wasn't that he was ugly, he just wasn't like a 10 out of 10 like some of the other people, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
And also, how long does this take us to watch? Like
A billion years.
at least 3 months. Because it
Yeah.
was before me and Fred started dating, so it's like crazy it's been that long.
Yeah.
Because we watch an episode when we have our crochet time, and we haven't as much crochet time.
Yeah.
But we did it. We finished
We
it.
finished it. And I hate everything.
I felt so many emotions during this, and it's hilarious because like so many fun moments happened while we were watching. Like I got upset at all this pop music that was coming up in between the scenes. It was like, really, they're ruining my favorite songs. And then Kat would turn over and she'd catch me like humming along and singing
Yeah.
along. She's like, oh really? Really?
I
Do you
can't
hate
believe
them?
they're doing this. Oh. And then every time they said the word experiment, I like screamed at the top of my lungs because I have a degree in psychology.
Yes.
It's not an experiment. If you had an experiment, you'd need like a control group, and you'd need to like, there's too many variables that were out of their control, so therefore it's not an experiment.
Yes.
Even a social one. Also, they didn't have to go through like the IRB, which is like the thing that you have to get approval and everything. And I did experiments in college, and the amount of times that they were like, you said the word gross, but you should say disturbing. And it's like, okay, the only change was that.
Wow.
And these people are like, what if we just put a bunch of people together and just call it a day?
So they're just throwing that name out there? Like they're just throwing experiment out?
They're
and
using
then-
it so loosely that it hurts me.
Wow.
So I come in it I come in it being just like, no, it's not an experiment. Also, if it's season 8, it's not like a new thing.
Yeah.
It's not like this is the first time we're seeing this.
Yeah.
You're just redoing the same experiment.
Yeah, so
and
when
then
they
failing.
they've already proven the hypothesis or just proven it.
Yeah.
So.
And especially, like, if you're going to do it again, change one thing. But
Right?
I don't know if they did. The only thing I can think is
Yeah, I
they
don't
changed
know.
the amount of people, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know. But every time they would bring, like, oh, yeah, I think the experiment worked, or I think love is blind, I would just be screaming. Like, it's not an experiment! Ah!
Also, I was wondering how they're going to do this when people are coming from around the country, but they pick a city.
Yeah.
So that's why some of these people had same friend groups.
Oh, yeah, because
It's
apparently
crazy.
in this place there's one bar.
Right?
Or there's, like, 2 bars
That everyone
that everyone goes to. And everyone knows everyone. Because at the reunion, they're like, you were at the bar, and I was at the bar. And I was just like, what bar? You're in a city. It's a big city. You're like, no, there's one bar.
No,
in this
just
entire-"
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because, yeah, we didn't start Love is Blind from season 1. We started it, the newest one, because we wanted to yap about it.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, and I think when we were watching, they were still coming out.
Yes. Yeah.
That
That's
was
how
kind
long
of
it took
cool
us.
to be like updated, like the newest thing. Because in a way, that's less spoilers than something that's already been out for like years. So it's kind of fun to like be along the journey with everybody else. It's also not the only Love is Blind. There's
so many.
at least the one that we know of. There's a Japan one, and then there's also a UK
Which,
Love is Blind.
this is my petition. Please.
We will watch one season, I promise.
Because can you imagine all this drama with a British accent? I'll be losing my mind.
It's gonna be amazing.
If they... Imagine British people are like, this experiment worked. I'll scream.
All right.
But yeah, so I made a little spreadsheet so that we can talk about the couples that, like...
Perfect. She has them labeled with names and everything.
Because we'll be crocheting while watching this, so like we're not giving it 100% of our attention.
Yes.
So every time we would watch a new one, we'd be like, who's that? What was their thing?
Especially in the beginning before they picked like the main couples to focus on.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not bothering learning anybody's names.
Yeah, there were some people and I was just like, okay, I don't. Yeah. But so we're gonna focus kind of on the main like 5 couples.
Yes.
That went on the honeymoon thing or whatever, and I'll scream.
Yes.
So, starting with and before we get into this, I will have opinions, and I might be like, I hate these people, but they are real people. I don't actually hate you.
Oh yeah,
Live your life. Like, this is me just being a weird person.
and getting the exact emotion that this TV show wants to get out of their viewers.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
so
Yeah, because when I was making, like, the spreadsheet, I was like, oh, yeah, these are real people. Because, like, I can scream about any, like TV show or anything, and then and I'm like, okay, you're characters, but no, these are people. But, so, we don't hate you. Not that you're listening to this, but if you are, hi.
yeah, that'd be insane.
I think I'd crawl into a hole. I just
I'd
think,
be like,
no.
there's no way. Also, what you guys went through was rough. I will say that if anyone else was listening, like that was real hurt that happened, and like I'm sorry that was broadcast for the whole world to see.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that was rough. So sorry to people judging you so hard. We're about to slightly judge you, but
it's the opinion of 2.
just
I was about to call us kids. 2 kids just in the basement with nothing else to do.
yep.
And it'll make us feel better about our lives.
There we go.
All right, so
Not the first couple though. The first couple's like,
the first couple
good
is
for you guys.
Taylor and Danielle, which
Yes.
as soon as they got engaged,
Mm.
like an hour later, she was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I think you stalked
when
me
they
on
got
Instagram."
their phones back, right?
They did not get their phones back yet. She was like, "I think you stalked me on Instagram," and then the producer said, "I'll give you your phone."
Yeah.
So she accused him of stalking him on Instagram, and that's why he knew so much about her and was able to like cater to what she thinks and stuff.
And he knew that she was pretty already.
Yeah.
So like that.
Love is
just
not
proved the whole-
blind. Then
yeah,
blah
the
blah
whole-
blah.
yeah.
And like basically, she accused him of being a stalker.
Yes.
She gets the phone back, it's not him. And they get through that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the only couple to get married this season.
Mm-hmm.
And every time it came up...
do we say spoiler warning?
Oh, well.
Well.
I mean, the whole... Yeah. Listen,
Anyway.
when we're talking about this show, spoilers.
Yep.
Whoopsie doodles.
Oops.
But yeah, so they're the only people to get married this season.
Mm-hmm.
And every time after the stalker thing came up, I was just like, they can't make it through this. That like they can't. But apparently they can.
Because they both love Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's enough to keep them together.
Which that makes me so angry. Because I hate Christmas so much. My hate for Christmas is the same as their combined love of Christmas.
It's the same as my love for Christmas. And I love Christmas.
Yeah, so, and like, because they did a Christmas card and everything, I was like, that's disgusting, I hate you guys.
Yeah, they were doing... Remember when they did it in, like, the summer or something?
It was for their, like, their wedding invitation, I think, or something. Or it was like a...
Something like that.
It was a gift, like a gift
Yeah.
favor thing. Like, it was their wedding. Yeah. Or
A little much, guys. And, like, Daniel was showing off his Christmas stocking when they were unpacking. I was like, what month are we in? So maybe... yeah, they do. They do love Christmas more than me.
Yeah. This starting October, you're gonna be like, all right, I have to bring out all the Christmas. I have to out Christmas these people.
Oh no, I just donated a box of my Christmas decorations because I realized I had too many. But good for them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
and then when the reunion happened, they were all just sitting there like watching everyone else.
Yeah,
Like,
these people are like yelling at each other across. They'd be like, "You were at this blah blah blah," and they're just twiddling their thumbs.
they're like, we've been happy. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't know about you guys, but this is great. Life's great.
Yeah.
We don't know what their life's like outside of the show. Like,
Yeah.
You know, not every marriage is perfect. But the fact that all that went down on TV is crazy. Their biggest
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah,
The first fight.
yeah,
Like,
it was like, yeah.
craziness.
But you said the one time, I guess if they were able to get through that, then they can like get through anything or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Which that makes me sad, because I mean, sad for me, not happy for them, but sad. Just like, I'll never have that.
You will. You will.
One day, hopefully.
We're looking back on this episode, and you'd be like, "Oh, I have my own Fred now." You'd be listening to this with your Fred. You're like, "See, I was waiting for you." I gotta like outdo the negative energy with positive energy, and then it just evens out.
This entire episode is me just be looking at my life, and you're like, "Hey."
I will admit, I was feeling also very angry about how happy they were, and I was almost like I wanted one of the couples to get married, but like them?
Yeah, it's the
How?
Yeah,
It's like it's almost like the fact that they pushed past that and got married, and like you knew. Was it how many couples got married or who got married? Got spoiled for you.
I knew how many couples got married.
Okay.
So I knew there was only one marriage.
Okay.
And
But you
they
didn't
did
know.
theirs last.
Yep.
So I was just like,
You were like
as soon as it came up to them, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
All right. So
Also,
yes.
One last thing. I'm pretty sure one of the couples, I'm pretty sure it was Taylor. Taylor's dad is the same name as Daniel.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And
Yep.
why?
Yep.
Just in general,
Yep.
why? There's so many people on this earth that have a different name,
Yep.
and you're choosing the one that does. Like, I don't know what's worse, your brother
Yeah, it's
or
definitely
your
weird
father's name.
dad name. It's weirder.
See,
Unless they're like called different, I don't know, like a nickname or something. If it's like Dan or Danny instead of Danny.
yeah. If that, yeah.
Yeah. Still weird.
I think it's just my thing of my mom was married to my dad, and he had the same name as her brother.
Oh yeah.
So like it was like not this one, my person, but yeah. And so I think from that I'm just like, no.
It is a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Somehow I made it work. It's a nice picture of them too that you picked.
yeah, it was the first article I found that had pictures of people, and I was just like, okay. And then the other ones that didn't make it, like they're just like, here's like random pictures.
Yeah.
Of them. I was like, okay, thanks.
Okay, cool.
All right, so who do we have next?
Virginia Miller and Devin Buckley. So, This is an
This one,
interesting
it
time.
confused me.
It's a roller coaster. So, should we? I like this little blurb that you wrote. I don't know if we should like read that as a recap.
Oh yeah, it was copy and pasted from Wikipedia. But yes. Should I read it? You want to read it, or
I guess we should take turns.
okay?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
you can do this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we'll switch. Okay.
Yeah.
So at the altar, Virginia said no after Devin had already said yes. So they ask when they get to the altar, they'll say like, "Do you take so and so?" And then like they go one at a time. So they don't even know what the other person's gonna say up until the day of the marriage.
And the hour and 45-minute episode was like,
yep, was all the
you're
weddings
just dragging out.
Everyone's
wedding day, and you're just like, okay,
it's
and
like
then
5 angles before they get to the yes or no.
yeah, where they're all like, I can't wait, blah blah blah, and then it's like, no.
Yep.
It's just like, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Why am I wasting my time?
Right? So Devin had just said yes. So it pans to Virginia, and they're like, "Do you take Devin?" And she goes, "No." Virginia didn't feel like their relationship was at the level required for marriage, specifically pointing out their communication issues, politics, and sex, I guess, as reasons their relationship wasn't deep enough for her to say yes.
Now that last bit, I will say that came out during like the reunion, kind of, that they had a different views.
Yeah.
Bit, because Virginia was like, I'm not gonna say what his views are, and then she said, but mine are.
Yeah, like what?
And she's like, here's all my views, and it was like, okay, well, if they're not aligned,
right, then it's the opposite.
Yeah.
And like, but she knew a lot of these couples. It was the big three, right? Religion, politics, kids. Those are the big three,
yes.
Which makes sense. And religion came up a lot, and
yes.
like, I'm wondering, she knew how strong of a Christian he is, and that like he would align a certain way. But she was like, okay, I'm still gonna see if it works.
Well, also they had that discussion in their bed because
that was like, the weirdest like 5 minutes of my life. They were so far apart.
Yeah.
And it was just like so many vocal pauses.
Yeah, I don't like these two people. Not that they're emotionally stunted, but like they don't show emotion on the outside, I guess. So
yes.
when they were talking about this big thing about, you know, like how do you vote a certain way? Do you follow your religion when you vote, or blah blah blah? And they're just like, I do that, and I was just like, what is happening?
And like she doesn't smile very much, and when she does, it's not with her eyes. It's just this like, it's just like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like she's holding in a fart. That's what it looks like. She says that weird. She's like, oh hi, like hi guys.
Yeah. I will say like the wedding episode, she had more emotion, but.
Yes, at least that's why I wrote down. I said at least she showed emotion like at the altar, like on her wedding day when the marriage didn't work out. Even though she's the one who said no, like she got all emotional, and then during the reunion she got emotional.
Yeah,
like rehashing it all. And there was that weird thing of like, he said he told people that like she didn't call him, but he actually didn't call her. Like she had called after the wedding. Or was that another couple? I thought it was them. It's like, no, I tried to reach out to you. And he said, well, every time we reached out, we just kept fighting, just like we are right now. So, I thought it was them.
I think that might have been another couple. Because that was because they were at a bar, remember? And the one person was saying, oh, this person ghosted me, but then they didn't or something.
I think that was also a thing. But with them, it was like, he didn't even call. And... like, well, I did, you just didn't pick up. And it was like, it was just weird. I think that might have been something with them also, that one was claiming that they tried to reach out and reconcile, and the one's like, this is the most I've talked to you like in a year since.
And then sorry, also this was the one that they had a prenup, which
the fact that she insisted on like talking about a prenup, but then she's the one who said no. Like He's still stuck with her through all that and was like, okay, you have your doubts about me, but you know, if this is what you really want.
And his whole family was like, prenup? No, that means you don't believe in them, whatever. Yeah. And then like he's like, okay, whatever, and then to do that. And I mean, I'm not saying Virginia couldn't change her mind. You can always change your mind. Yeah. You always have that option. I'm just, in my people pleasing way, I'm just like, how would you let that go that far? if you're gonna be like,
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the show pressured people a lot of just being like, do this, do that, or whatever.
Yeah. And they got all this, like, they probably all got their weddings covered, and they all got the honeymoon, the pre-wedding honeymoon thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's funny they did that because they knew that most of them weren't going to work out. So, like, they're not going to have an after honeymoon, so might as well do a little vacation. And then they always, like, really gorgeous dates.
Mm-hmm.
All
With
covered.
the gold goblets.
Which is, like, the Easter egg of the entire, not even, it's like, it's right in front of your face, but it's hilarious that
Every drink is in a gold goblet.
everywhere.
And even they would go to restaurants to like meet family or something,
Yeah.
and then a gold goblet would appear out
Yeah.
somewhere. And I'm just
Or,
like,
like,
what?
a coffee
Get
shop.
out of here, yeah.
And then,
A coffee shop.
like,
They have coffee and a mug. It's a gold goblet.
and, like, they had ones with stems and ones without stems.
Yeah.
It was, like, it's so funny. I didn't notice until you pointed out.
Yeah, and it was fairly early in the season when they were still in the pods, and I was like,
Yeah,
gold
yep.
goblet everywhere, and then
And then it moved outside of the pods, and then it was like, that was crazy.
the one
It's
at the
like,
cafe killed me.
Yep.
that one I was just like, what?
Because they're sitting at, like, that, coffee shops have, like, a bar and
Yeah.
a window.
Yeah, they're looking
Thing. It's
outside.
like,
Gold goblet.
Like, where'd you get that from? And then after, I think, Taylor and Daniel, when they were, like, after the wedding, even at home. Oh, no, they did, like, didn't they do, like, a little, something, this was their 5th anniversary? No, it's 8 seasons, but 5th anniversary of the show. 5 years. And then they were doing, like, little clips, like, congrats on 5 years. And even the people in their houses.
Yes. Yeah.
Had the gold cups.
From past seasons.
It's
just like, here. We have to show off these gold.
Craziness. All right. Go ahead with this next one, because
All
it's
right.
a doozy.
Next one. Next we have Sarah and Ben. So at the altar, Sarah said no and elaborated that she didn't think the two of them were on the same wavelength.
Before he got the chance. Ooh. This was before he got the chance
Yeah,
to say yes or no.
She got
So
asked
she was
first, and she
yeah.
was like, nah, and then there was no other.
I could see it. He broke down immediately. He was like, oh, no.
He was like, it's okay.
So I think he was going to say yes.
After getting into a car with her mom and sister, Sarah told them that the two weren't similar enough in values that were important to her, pointing out Ben's lack of interest and opinions on things like social issues. And then side note, Sarah is casually dating Joey.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to wait till we got to
Oh.
Joey, but yeah, because I put that in the little notes. Craziness.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because wasn't Sarah's whole thing that she wanted to feel like he was more present than he was? And Joey was faulted for not being super emotional and present. So, like,
Correct.
that's interesting pair. That's all I gotta
They're
say.
casually dating, I guess.
Yeah,
So it's just like,
which-
they're just having fun, whatever.
All right. Interesting. But yeah, and that little second paragraph you put in there.
So they also had like the big point of their whole relationship was like they had a weird communication about like what Ben believed, because she has a gay sister, and like was like, what are your beliefs about the LGBTQ community and such, and he
Yeah.
was just like, I don't want to define my faith.
Well, he just said, I don't know. He's like, what is church's stance?
What your church's stance? He was
I
like, I
don't
don't know. And then she like the little stalker she was, which
Really?
would be me 100%, found like a sermon where
Yep.
they had addressed it.
Yep.
Which 100% I would have done the same exact thing, and I would just be like, well,
Well, yeah, if you're going to the church, you should know what the church believes
Yeah.
on it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a weird one. And, like, I couldn't believe when they got sent to that, like, glamping, and she was asking questions, he was like, I'm just really tired. Like, I can't even talk about this right now. But then he's like, but fun times later? But, like, we're gonna, like, do
Oh my
stuff
God.
later?
Yeah.
And it's like,
they had a bubble tent, and like they went in there, and he was like, so what do you want to do? It was like,
so,
okay.
but, like, outside, he was like, oh, man, just, like, it's been a long day. The second he gets in his robe with his gold goblet, and they're
Gold
laying there
goblet,
having,
yeah.
like, girl talk or whatever, he immediately, like, perks up, and he's like, he's fine now.
Yeah.
Like, interesting.
So it just seemed like he believed something different and didn't want to say it.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. He wanted to stay on the fence because he didn't want to have to talk about the real issues. But if you're gonna marry somebody,
And you gotta have the time at the relationship.
you gotta have the talk. So that was an interesting thing. Um, it was like she let a lot slide too up until the wedding, and they both just were like, or she, because he was gonna stay in his on his fence. He like camped out on that fence.
Yeah, with the goblet.
Yes, and then I guess it just hit her that day. She's like, well, I can't do this anymore. But it like came out of nowhere in a little way. It's like it built up for her, and then on the wedding day, she just knew in that moment. Nope.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah. Like, I guess maybe she was like, I can't call it off until the wedding. Because, I mean, if you're on your, like, last date, and everyone's going to the wedding, you're just, what are you going to be like, JK? I don't know.
That's why they made it, they wanted that for the drama, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to say no, wait till the wedding. They probably told her, like, if you're going to say no, like, at least let us record it in your pretty wedding dress that we picked out for you and everything. So...
This show's so weird.
It really is, but you know, it was just something to watch. Get invested in.
I'm invested. That is a word.
Okay, I'm excited that I get this next one.
And then I get the other one. Sorry, I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh,
I get the best one.
Oh my gosh, you really do. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So next up is Monica. Denise. I don't know.
I just gave up. I did first names.
Monica and Joey Lavelle. So just Monica and Joey, like friends. Which, funny enough, did not hit me until like the last episode. I was like, Kat, do you realize what they're? And you just looked at me. You're like, yes, Nick, I do know. Why did it take you so long? It was funny because I looked like so surprised.
But we were doing the crocheting, so again we weren't like 100% committed.
I remember Joey. I guess Monica slipped. Her name slipped. So this was a couple that was like best friend vibes. They were just like two golden retrievers, just like really happy, like chill. You know, that really natural conversation. Because my sister sat in on a few episodes with us, and she was like, "This is the most natural couple I feel like out of all of them," which is why this next part surprised me. They get to the altar. Monica says no after feeling that they weren't fully ready to get married despite their love for each other, and Joey agreed with her. Monica later said she didn't feel reassured enough in their relationship to say yes. So she said emotionally and physically he just wasn't there. Like it was that part was kind of struggling. And yeah, Joey's currently casually dating Sarah, which is interesting. They also got engaged really early in the show.
Yeah, it was like one of the first episodes. So we didn't really even learn much about them.
Yeah, we didn't. We kind of flashed forward to like after everyone's out of the pods.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, oh, there's not as much drama here. They kind of just really got along. They got engaged. Now we're going to like move on to the drama.
Yeah.
Which is why I was so confident. Like they would have spent more time on them. I feel like if it didn't work out, but crazy. That was a twist. And she said right before getting up to the altar, which man, them watching back on this must be insane. Like Joey watching like her thoughts right before she got up there.
Yeah.
Because she said, if Joey says yes, I'll say yes. Like if he needs to tell me that he's 100%. They also never said I love you.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Now, do you think the guy? So I don't know if you have any thoughts on like who should say it first. Because I know it's a cool debate. In some ways, I feel like the guy should say it first. But if you're feeling it, I don't think it matters who does. But she wanted to know. I mean, I would too. You're on this TV show, and it's like all about trying to disprove.
You're going to get married,
right?
I think love is blind. You have to say love. I'm pretty sure.
And you need to know that the guy is like 100% like you are my person because he just dated 15 other women. Like you need to hear, through words and action, that this guy's 100% in and like really cares about you. So I get it. I think that was all my notes. Oh, that text message that they talked about during the reunion. He texted... Who did he text? I also put the wrong name, which is funny. In the notes, but it's okay. Who did he end up texting? Apparently, on one of the nights that they had all gotten together during the show, the girl with the hair, dyed hair, maybe? Don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe it was her. But during the reunion... Monica had said that Joey had texted one of the other girls just to say, like, hey, it was really nice catching up with you. I hope we get to talk more. Like, I wish we had talked more. And Monica was like, that's not cool. Like, you're about to marry me, and, like, you're talking to other girls. And just said that, like, he had seemed more present with her.
Right. Yeah.
So, that was an interesting time, and
Yeah.
Joey's face was bright red
Yeah.
during that whole thing. Also, the skateboard. Can we mention the skateboard, the longboard, whatever it's called?
I thought for sure you were just gonna glide over that.
Absolutely
but
not.
Not like him. No.
Not like him.
He brought it everywhere. He went down the aisle
So,
with it. He
that
brought
was-
it to the reunion.
But like, oh my gosh, when Kat said, "Watch him bring it," watch him skateboard down the aisle, I said, "There's no way in this entire world that he's gonna do that."
He did it.
Because I thought that he brought it. Like, I thought he was just like
Yeah,
wanna
he
do
brought
it from
it, and he did it from the limo, like,
Yeah,
into
to
the
the-
venue.
Yeah.
But then he was like, I brought it.
Oh my gosh.
Let me go.
Was this the couple? Which couple has a blind sister?
Oh.
Oh, I don't remember. It's one of one of the guys had a blind sister.
Yeah. Okay.
But
This is so bad. We're just like, one of the people, whatever. And then that father. Oh.
that was rough. That's why I brought it up. 'Cause I
Oh
was just
my
like-
god. Okay. So one of the what are the people?
Oh wait, I think it was it Daniel? Was it Daniel's sister?
Maybe.
Because remember, like, they wouldn't be doing all this. They wouldn't have.
We said that about a lot of them, and
We
then
did
they didn't.
because one of them, I think it was
think it was
Virginia.
Virginia's, yeah.
Virginia's aunt? Question mark was the officiant. I was like, that's why I was like, you're not gonna bring her all the way out here to say no. You're not gonna bring your whole family and be so confident to just say no.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it was Daniel's sister,
Daniel, yeah.
Rachel. She was born blind, and
Yes.
then
Oh my gosh.
her father,
The way he said it.
Daniel's father,
Oh.
is like, we had Rachel, and we knew nothing was gonna happen. We were never gonna do anything with her, or, like, have anything with her. But now we have Daniel's getting married, so we will have that future or something. And he said it way worse than
He
that.
really did.
And like we like both stopped and stared at each other.
The way he talked about her disability as like a burden.
Yeah, it was
And not
100%.
a gift. I thought she
Played the
beautiful
piano.
lady. She played the piano and sang.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
wow.
like 5 minutes before, the father's like, "Well, she's useless to me, but I got a boy."
And the boy's married, so I
Yeah.
guess we're good. Craziness. So that was.
And I mean, I'm sure he didn't mean it like that.
No,
But the
just-
fact that they kept that in the show, like that seems like the producers were like,
He's gonna look back on that and be like, "Why did I say that?"
I hope Rachel doesn't watch
I
that.
really hope she doesn't.
Like, at least
Ugh.
like edit that part out for her, please.
Yeah.
Because I would not want to
Oh
know
my
that.
gosh.
My dad was like,
Uh-uh.
yeah, well, my
We still
daughter.
got one good kid.
Yeah.
Essentially what he said.
Yeah.
Like, really?
I had this other useless one first,
Ooh.
but
Oof, that's a tough one.
And those are the people that made it.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
And now we go to
Here we go.
the fifth couple that was shown in the show. Lauren never met anyone, and Dave didn't meet anyone either.
Oh, neither of them did.
I think
As
there
the
might have been like
parents,
one or
maybe? I
two.
don't know.
Yeah,
That's.
but
Oh, because sorry.
Okay,
Read the
sorry,
thing and then, yeah.
it angers me so much, and like I don't hate anybody except
It comes
David.
close to Dave. With David, it comes real close.
Yeah. But I think he noticed that he failed epically, but
Yep.
at the reunion. But okay, so sorry. Lauren and David.
Yes.
So, after returning from their honeymoon, David found out Lauren was casually hooking up with a different guy shortly before filming.
Like a couple days before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before like she went on to this experiment.
Yes.
With the information reaching his family and friends, because there's only one bar, there's
Yep.
only one hangout in this entire city, there's
Yep.
only one friend group, we've decided.
Yep.
So with this information, David decided he couldn't get over it and broke up with Lauren. David apologized to her shortly after the breakup. However, Lauren did not want to reconcile their relationship. I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Because you believed randos over her explaining.
Mm-hmm. Can we also mention before the second paragraph that she was his second choice? So the fact that she said yes, knowing that the other girl had said no, This is like me junior year prom, where this guy in our school, he wasn't the most well liked. He was a little bigger guy and like sweetheart, but like, you know, just he wasn't a ladies man. He had asked 3 girls before me. Three girls. I was not the first, second, or even third choice. I was number 4 on the list. And my friends, who I thought were my friends, not wanting him to like not wanting him to go to the prom alone, they set up this elaborate thing. He had bought 2 dozen roses to ask this girl to prom. So once the first 3 said no, I walk in, not knowing anything's gonna happen, and all of a sudden my friends part, and he's just standing there with 2 dozen roses, and like easily 20 people are looking at me. So I had to say yes.
The people pleaser.
The people pleaser in me was just like, I have to. I can't like break this guy's heart. And then he gave me a lightsaber and almost asked me out in front of the entire school. I had to like literally beg and cry.
I remember that one because I was in the sidelines too, like watching it, and I was just like, and it wasn't at the junior prom. It was another dance.
Oh, was it like cotillion or something? Okay, so it was another dance.
Yeah, it was another dance that he was gonna do it and go grab the mic, and we were all just like, what's happening?
Oh my gosh. And then my other friend, like the really, really tall guy in our class, I like begged him, like, please tell him not to do this. Yeah. I can't. I'm going to leave. I don't have a ride or anything. I'm going out the door.
Walking out.
I'm walking out. I don't even care. So that's what's reminding me of. I just put myself in her shoes and I'm like, there is no way that I would take second place. Like,
because,
you want to marry me? And I was just like, it's not a big, they throw around marriage. Like, it did get to a point, though, during the weddings. I said, divorce is an option, guys. Just get married. I think I literally said that to the TV. I was like, just try it out.
It's probably after, like, the third failed wedding. You were like, guys, it is an option.
It's an option. You can just get divorced. That's fine. But sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so, because his first choice, like, was, like, there's a whole, like, big thing about, like, it was Dave told both Lauren and Molly that like they were his first choice, but Molly was like, wait, but Lauren's saying that you said that to her and blah blah blah. And then so she was kind of just like, I don't trust this. Yep. And then she told Lauren, you know, what David said and everything.
Do they not think the girls talk to each other?
Yeah.
Like the pod,
they live together.
It doesn't end what at the pod, guys. Like they don't each go to their own separate like solitary confinement after each date.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's a 2 girls girl. We love her.
Yes. She
was just kind of like, hey, this is what he said to me and everything. And Lauren was like, okay, I'm still going to go for it and everything. And then like, and then they broke up and and they had like a little like thing with everyone, and then they were just talking because they were like, yeah, he sucks. But yes, so after his broken engagement to Lauren, Dave has since learned the truth about the mystery man who claimed to have been dating Lauren prior to entering the pods. This guy is actually just a psycho and has been plotting since last year, telling my friends that he and Lauren have been dating for months and that she slept at his place the night before the pods. I just learned that he fabricated that whole thing. Because
so that's what I guess that didn't click for me. So they did hook up before, like right before.
Right.
But it's not like they were dating. It was just like a casual thing.
Right. And that's the whole thing, because she was saying it was casual, it wasn't anything, and he was saying, no, it was a full-blown relationship, and you broke up with him and then tried to get with me or whatever. Because he was believing the words of his friends, which he never let Lauren meet. Yep. And he was like, nobody wants to meet you, but Lauren's like begging him,
It came out later that the family did. The family was open to meeting her during the reunion, and he just like didn't want her to meet them.
And like she wrote like a letter to his sister or something, and then he said that he gave it to her, but then the night that he would have given it to her, it was still in his jacket pocket. Yep. So like
he didn't even try. And he was like, he kept saying throughout the whole season, he was like, well, my sister just doesn't want me to be seen in a negative light, and here we are. Well, because of your own actions. Maybe she knew you enough to know you were gonna make a fool of yourself on television.
She knew. She's just like, oh no, he's stupid, he'll do something bad.
So yeah, our comments are like screaming and kicking him in a place that he deserves to be kicked. Those were our comments on this. Yeah. Because, oh my gosh.
But I will say, like, I still, my comment was still, I need to meet this man and scream. I
Yep.
think I still need to do that. But I
Mhm.
will say, I think, understands after an epic beatdown from social media that he was in the wrong. Not that he won't do it again, but I think he realizes he made a whoopsie.
I sure hope so. Because I was all kinds of upset. I mean, at least they broke it off before. I don't know. Good for her for not, like, getting back together.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't... Imagine they went on more dates, like, and they had, like, because I don't think they could have made it to the wedding with this stupid thing.
No. Nope.
Especially because you're going to go to the wedding with people you don't know because he won't let you meet them.
You're so right. That would have added an entire new element.
You meet his family the day you get married?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Mm-mm. So
yes, we touched on Molly a little bit.
yes. I can read the little. I'll just read the little blurb unless you talk about it. But essentially,
this is a better
like synopsis.
Yeah.
So Molly was also in the running
with
David. So during a date between Lauren and David, Molly told the rest of the pod squad, that's cool, that Dave told her he was ending things with Lauren. So Molly was confused as to why their date was going on for so long. This put a sour taste in Lauren's mouth as she still rightfully believed in her connection with Dave. Ultimately, Dave broke up with Molly, and she aired everything out with Lauren before Lauren's proposal. Once the two were not fighting for the same man, they were able to embrace a friendship, which is nice.
Yeah. And she, so they had that weird, like, skiing thing, like the tubing down the mountain thing or whatever, and then, like, everyone met up at the end, like, all of the people. And, like, so Molly came to, like, tell Lauren, like, that he was messaging people or something. Like, and she was just like, hey, I just want you to know, this is what this little asshole's doing. And she was like, thank you for telling me. We broke up. And then after she said that, Molly was like, okay, so he sucks, right? We hate him.
What was the couple that one of the guys went, was it him? Did David, like, go out drinking till, like, 3 a.m. and just not tell her? One of the couples spent a night apart, and he just didn't, like, the guy just didn't text her, like, all night, and, like, she started to get worried. I think it was them. She's like, you're accusing me of not being ready for marriage? Are you ready for marriage? Like, look how you're acting. So, just a whole thing. Too much to even, like, remember everything that happened. I feel bad for all the other couples. I just forget who they are, but it's okay.
Yeah, if we mixed up anything or whatever, sorry.
It was a long time. It was just a lot going on. So.
Don't take our word as gospel because we're just trying to live here.
Yes.
So, there were 2 other couples that got engaged, but were either not chosen to go on the honeymoon or we're like, we won't go, you know. So one couple is still together.
Crazy.
They're engaged. They didn't get married yet, but they're engaged. Like, they weren't chosen to go on the honeymoon trip, so they just decided to move at their own pace.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want to know so badly. I wish we could go back in time. And this is how you can do an experiment. You could, you know, change things around. Like, I imagine if they got chosen, do you think they would have made it to the wedding? Or would they have broken up?
Because
I think the aspect of the marriage, yeah.
And they made it so dramatic. They were like, do you choose them forever or to never see them again?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
forsake anyone else or this person only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, so Kylie and Brian are still together. We never saw them.
There they are with their gold goblets.
They're stalking us.
You realize we do have to get them, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Michaels, I'm coming for you!
Just wait. Your birthday or Christmas. You're gonna get,
hopefully
you'll forget about it.
I better have a gold themed birthday party. Everything's gold. The plates, the cups,
the silverware.
Everything has to be gold.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know, it's the bit.
It is.
We have to do it for the bit.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this last couple, I don't know really anything about. Brittany and Mo.
Yeah, we met Brittany, kind of.
Yeah, because she was also
Devin.
dating Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brittany Dodson and Mo DIA. Just say Brittany and Mo. Brittany and Mo got engaged in the pods, but they're no longer together. After volunteering to not go on the honeymoon trip, Brittany and Mo decided to get to know each other on their own terms. Shortly after returning from the pods, Mo told Brittany that he was hesitant about continuing. So, pretty, I guess, uneventful. Just normal relationship stuff. Just like, so, interesting that they chose not to go. The other couple wasn't chosen. Like, they said, no, you're not coming on the trip.
Because I think, like, one of them was saying, like, we want to get to know each other better. So, you know, like, they weren't confident in the relationship, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess maybe they only had so many rooms booked. They didn't think the success rate would be so high. They were like,
because there was only 5.
Yeah.
And then, but there was 7. And they're like, oh no.
Yep.
But like, you have Netflix money, my guys.
Maybe after season 8, it's kind of running out. I don't know. Also, what are the hosts' names?
Vanessa is the one. And I think they're married too, which they seem like brother and sister.
Wait. There was no chemistry there. Are you kidding me? I thought they were just like hosts from completely separate, that they have their own lives and everything. I was just like,
yeah, they're married. I got married in 2011. So it's Vanessa and Nick Lakey.
Because they were the least shown. They're hosting the show?
Yeah, they came as hosts, and they were in the first episode and the reunion, and, like, that was it. And when the girls went wedding shopping, or dress shopping, she came and she's like, hey, this is your wedding dress, and if you say no, you can't see them ever again. Okay, bye!
Yep.
But yeah, so we got to know the host through the reunion, which was, like...
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, these people exist.
Yeah.
I think did they say something during the reveals or no? I don't know. Maybe they like voiced over things. Oh, they probably, yeah. I think they did more voiceover stuff than appearances. Interesting that they're married. I would never have guessed that in a million years.
The only reason that I was like, I think they're married is because it said Vanessa and Nick. Like, it said like their names with the same last name. So I was like,
yeah, there you go.
But yeah.
I guess who more fitting than a married couple?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, is love blind? Who the heck knows?
We'll never know because we can't get a real experiment. Netflix, give me a call. I'll help you. Let's do a real experiment. Imagine.
Imagine. We get a call. Like, we can't even post the episode yet. Why are you calling? They hear us. They hear everything. Because it's so true with this culture. It's definitely a difficult question because all the apps have pictures and there's no blind dates anymore. And even then, you make an immediate assumption. Like, you don't really get to know people without seeing them first. So we will never know for sure if Love is Blind. But it was an interesting ride, and we can do a little like breaking news about the UK version whenever we watch it. We'll also be doing another deep dive into like guilty pleasure TV shows, so that'll be fun. That was supposed to be the theme, but then we were like, no, we have to discuss all of Love is Blind. We needed time to go into each couple because we dedicated so much of our lives to this. Right? We needed to make it a whole episode. Its own thing. Which brings us to our people pleasing of the week. People pleasing of the week. Would you like to start us off? Sure. So I've been having a lot of like fumbles lately, I guess. Like I've been getting a lot of nicks on my thumbs and stuff. Like yeah, it's just like it's like accidents. Like I got a paper cut or like a cardboard cut or whatever. And so I got a lot of things. So I've been using a lot of bandages, but there's like, you know how there's like multiple sizes in like the boxes? Yeah. We have a lot of like the extra big ones. So I've just been using the extra big ones on like the tiniest little cuts. So like on like a giant Band-Aid on like a paper cut, and it's just because I'm like,
well, we're not gonna use them unless. So
I thought you were gonna say that you felt bad using a big, but you're saying they're never gonna get used, so might as well use those.
Yeah, before
first.
using like the good size, like the size that works. I'm gonna use the giant one.
That's good to know, because if I see you one day and you have a giant baby, I'm like, what did you do? Are you
No,
okay?
that did happen the one time because I sent you
Oh.
a picture and like you saw it and you're like,
That's
what
right.
happened? I was
That's
like,
right, I did.
okay, good.
But like you always like underplay when something bad happens.
Oh, that's
so
true.
it could have been a massive paper cut. I don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, I've been doing a lot of like spring cleaning, and I found a bunch of stuff of somebody's that they left at the house. So I messaged them. I was like, hey, like come get your stuff whenever. And they live an hour and a half away. So they make the drive over, and I immediately feel bad. I'm like, okay, if it's 3 hours round trip, I should at least let them stay an hour to make it worth their trip, even though it was literally just they had to come all the way there because their stuff was there, and I was like, that's fine. So they got what they came for. It's not like I had to be hostess or anything, but I immediately felt like, okay, they're coming to my house. I gotta like make sure to ask if they had dinner yet, and if like how was the drive, and like make conversation. Literally, it was just as easy as like, here's your stuff,
Bye.
like have a good day.
Yeah.
But I think like 2 hours went by, and I was like, okay, well that's probably enough time. I was like, okay, bye. Why do I feel the need to do that? It's like I don't want anyone to like waste time so that I make them waste more time. Like it's not worth it, quote unquote. So I have to make it worth their time. Like why? I don't know. It's just like
yeah,
an innate thing.
I mean, I would have done the exact same thing, so I can't judge you.
It's like what? So yay, episode 14. We did it.
Hooray! And so we'll see you for episode 15. About something.
About something.
We'll figure it
Who
out.
knows?
But for right now, goodbye.
Goodbye.